Good morning, teacher. Today will be the present of the brain, and waiting to presentation to be interested. Now, the objective of the presentation is to inform people and students about the structure and function of the human body. The question is, what do you know about the human brain?
Now, the brain is one of the largest and most complex organs in the human body. It is made up of more than 100 billion of nerves that communicate in trillions of connections called synapses. Now, it's divided in two parts. The first part is the central nervous system and is composed of the brain and spinal cord. And the other part is the peripheral nervous system and is composed of spinal nerves.
Now, other fact important in the brain is the location. The brain is located in the hand and the head on the spinal cord. Protect with the skull and the design of the primary sensory, device of vision, hearing, smell, taste, and sense of balance. Now, the anatomy of the brain is composed of cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem.
Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is composed of the right and left hemispheres. It performs higher functions like interpret, touch, vision, and hearing. The other is cerebellum. Cerebellum is located under cerebrum and its function is to coordinate muscle movement and maintain posture and balance.
Now, other part is the brainstem. Brainstem acts as a relay center connecting the cerebellum and cerebrum to the spinal cord. It performs many automatic functions such as breathing, heart rate, body temperature, wake and sleep cycle, digestion, sneezing, coughing, vomiting, and swallowing. Now, other classification in the brain is the right and left brain. One fact important is mentioned here is the TR journey, the bundle of fibers called the corpus callosum, that is the example. Now, the classification is the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. Each hemisphere controls the opposite side of the body. If a stroke occurs on the right side of the brain, your leg may be weak or paralyzed. Now, the left hemisphere controls speech, comprehension, arithmetic, and writing, and the right hemisphere controls creativity, spatial ability, artist, and musical skills.
The cerebral hemispheres have distinct features which divide the brain into lobes. The first is the frontal lobes are responsible for problem solving and judgment and motor function. The other is the parietal lobes are responsible for measure sensation, body position, and handwriting. The other part is the temporal lobes are involved with memories and hearing. And finally, the occipital lobes contain the brain's vision processing system.
Now, the Broca there are two parts more, is the Broca's area and the Wernicke's area. The Broca's area lies in the left frontal lobe. If this area is damaged or may have difficulty moving the tongue or facial muscle, it produces the sounds of speech. And the Wernicke's area lies in the left temporal lobe. The individual may speak in long sentences that have no meaning and unnecessary words and even create net words.
Now, deep structures. Pathways called white matter tracks connects areas of the cortex to each other. Messages can travel from one gyrus to another, from one lobe to another. Now, hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is located in the floor of the third ventricle. It regulates body temperature, blood pressure, and secretes of hormones. Pituitary gland lies in a small pocket of bone, and it secretes hormones that control sexual development and promote bone and growth muscle and respond to stress. Now, pineal gland is located behind the third ventricle, and it helps regulate the body's internal clock and circadian rhythms, and it has some role in sexual development.
Now, thalamus serves as a relay station for almost all information that goes to the cortex. It plays a role in pain sensation, attention, alert, and memory. Now, the basal ganglia includes the cauda, putamen, and globus pallidus. This nucleus works with the cerebellum to coordinate emotions such as finger-lip movements. Now, one part important in the brain is the limbic system. The limbic system is that part of the brain responsible for regulation, the psychology, and responsible for the movement of the body, and is the center of emotion learning. The part most important in the limbic system is hippocampus, amygdala, thalamus, etc. Now, the definition of hippocampus we find in the central part of temporal lobe, and it also has important function related to orientation and spatial memory.
Amygdala. Amygdala is related to formation and storage of memory associated with events or events that have caused you strong emotions. Here we see the thalamus, hypothalamus, and basal ganglia, which we have already mentioned in previous slides.
Now we talk to you about the animal organ. A beef has a small brain compared to his body mass, since the veins are very heavy animal, because his vital activities are more priority than cognitive ones. At level of structure, both brains have the same shape and parts. In the physiological part, some elements coincide, such as the two cerebral hemispheres, the brainstem, the cerebellum, and the thalamus. The biggest difference in the size of the brain or the flesh compared to his body mass, so is the encephalization coefficient is low, the grade of the intelligence. So that the functions of your brain covered as your activities are vital. The reason for the quality of the grade of the reason is much lower a difference for us, the human. And now, in the cattle, the cow brain is situated in the head of the cow.
There are a few differences between the human and cow brain. The human brain is larger in size and shape. The cow brain does not have as many gyra and sulci when compared to the human brain. The human brain of an adult weighs between 1.2 to 1.5 kilograms, whereas a cow brain weighs between 400 to 600 grams.
Now we explain anatomy of the cow. The first is hemispheres, coordinate fix and fly behaviors. Next, cerebellum, sensor control of movement, reflex adjustments, and motor learning. And spinal cord, control the muscles that produce movement as well as automatic functions such as the control blood pressure. And the last one is growth, make up the full surface of the cerebral cortex, largest on deeper source and internal pieces. Olfactory bulb, a structure located in the forebrain that receives neural input about odors deleted by cells in the nasal cavity. The axon of the olfactory receptor, is the smell receptor, cell extended directly into the nicely organized olfactory bulb, where information about the odor is processed. These jams extends from the ventral surface of the caudal part of the preoptic area. The hypothalamus of the lever of caudal border of the suprachiasmatic nucleus. The optic chiasm lies immediately ventral of the suprachiasmatic nucleus and the third ventricle.
In this slide we have the anatomy of a cow brain. Here we can see one of the hemispheres, which is joined to the other one by the corpus callosum. Then we have the rhinencephalon, which is also called the smell brain or olfactory brain, and is a part of the brain involved with smell. Then we have the septum pellucidum, which is a thin membrane separating the anterior horns of the left and right lateral ventricles of the brain. It runs as a sheet from the corpus callosum down to the fornix. Then we have the rostral commissure, which is white matter tract connecting the two temporal lobes of the cerebral hemispheres across the midline. Researchers have implicated it in functions ranging from color perception to attention. We also have the thalamus, which is a small structure within the brain that collects information from the five senses and sends it to the rest of the brain. The interthalamic adhesion is a flattened band of tissue that connects both parts of the thalamus at their medial surfaces. In mammals other than humans, it is a large structure. In humans, it is only about 1 centimeter long. Then we have the epiphysis, which is a small endocrine ground in the brain of most vertebrates. It produces melatonin and a serotonin-derived hormone which modulates sleep patterns. We also can see the hypothalamus, which is a thin plate of neural tissue and is involved in several functions like hunger, thirst, body temperature, reproduction, sexual behavior, and much more. Then we have the infundibulum, which is a funnel-shaped part of the gray matter connecting the hypothalamus and the posterior pituitary.
As I explained previously, you can see the ventricles and the first, the second, the third, and the fourth ventricles. Pituitary gland, it controls the automatic nervous system. Midbrain, also known the mesencephalon, is one of the primary divisions of the brainstem. Its functions extend to many different parts of the central and peripheral nervous system, motor and cognitive abilities. Pons is the part of the brainstem area and relays messages from the cortex and the cerebellum. And the last is the medulla oblongata. It controls the functions of the heart, lungs, and intestines. The medulla oblongata is shaped like a truncate cone. The last one is the cerebral cortex. It's the outer layer of each hemisphere. This is the current the main functions of the cerebral hemispheres and the carried out.
So now we're going to start with the dissection. First, we're going to do an external examination with the flatter side of the brain, and we're going to examine the lobes and the cerebellum. Then we're going to turn the brain upside down and locate the three parts of the brainstem and also the optic chiasm and the olfactory bulb. And then we are going to slice through the brain along the center line and show some inner structures. And last but not least, we're going to do a transversal cut and show other inner structures that cannot be shown with the previous step. Here are our references.
Thank you
For
for
your
your
attention.
My name is Sharon.
My name is Berenice.
Jacqueline.
And Lorena. We hope you liked our presentation.
Bye.
Bye.